Om Shanti. Greetings of peace and very warm welcome. You may be knowing this evening session the topic is the true self. So let's take a moment and ask myself, whom do I see myself as self? Say I'm in front of a mirror, what do I see? I see this physical image, right? So the physical image that is seen on the mirror, is it truly me? Ask yourself, is it truly what I'm seeing in the mirror is me? If the body that I'm seeing is me, that which I call as myself, with certain features or certain skin color, so it could be anything that I see on the mirror, but that has not been the same. As I was a child, I had a different body. As I grew up into adolescence, I had a different body, and into the adulthood. That is, the body has grown with age, right? Though the muscular structure, the skeletal structure, and the internal organs, everything has gone through change from my childhood to where I am now. Isn't it? So where I am now. So that which has gone through change, can I call that as true self? Truth is something that doesn't change, right? So when the body has gone through changes like this, is it right to say that this is who I am? The image I see in the mirror, is that who I am? Going further, when the body is pronounced dead, the body goes through a change when it is buried or when the body is burnt. There is no trace of anything that I see as the physical body. There is no trace of it when the body is buried or burnt. Either it is like it's decays, or when the body is burnt, it is burnt into ashes. There is no trace of anything physical that I see now. Right? Even then the body goes through the change. Is that really me? Let us ask that to ourselves this moment. On the other hand, okay, this is the physical body, this goes through change. On the other hand, the being, that which is subtle, that which is very, very tiny point of light, invisible, and that which is not physical, the truth of that being, that it exists forever. In short, it is called as eternal. The being of light is eternal in quality. It never dies. The form of the being, which has said is a point of light, The form never changes, even after so many years, or maybe birth after birth. The form of the soul never changes. So that we might call as the true self. The being, the unchanging being, immortal being, eternal being, the living being. As we know, human being, when we say this body is a human body and the being is being of light. Right? Does that make sense? Human is different and the body is different from the being. Just like, car and the driver. Car is different, driver is different. Right? The needs of the car is different. Purpose of the car is different, how it is used. On the other hand, the driver's need is different. His or her purpose is different. Right? So it is very distinct. We clearly understand, yes, this is the car and this is the driver, use it. Right? Same thing with the body too. Human body is different, and the soul that uses the body is the living being. That living being is the eternal being. So when we are born, like we take this identity of being a body, right? Even our society is like that. The identity given is like body is given a name, and identity given is that being a body, and along with that comes other identities. That could be of the job title I hold, or the belief system I follow, or the culture where I am in, or even like maybe I may identify with the colleges my children go to. I may identify with the house I live in. It goes on and on and on. Just I need to check where all identities I have created. Identities meaning that which I identify as myself, but truly it is not. Why not? Because that identity keeps on changing. Today I may be doing a certain kind of job. It is not guaranteed that I'll be in the same job tomorrow or after few years. That keeps changing. So similarly, every other identity that I might have created has a deep tendency to go through change, just like the human body. So how appropriate it is to see myself in line with these identities. Will that be helpful? One may ask the question, how do I know that I have created this identity? How do I know it? One method could be the identity that is being used often, again and again. That identity is kind of becomes very strong. Just like, as I see myself as this body, that's a strong identity. I see through this body. Similarly, if I have created any other identity and has used it often, that it's been reflected in the attitude. Right? It is shown in my attitude, and it could be like someone in front of me physically, I can see their attitude, or subtly, even I am seeing maybe in the TV screen, I can understand, see their attitude through their body movement, how they talk, how they behave, how they interact. Attitude is something so subtle, I myself cannot see the attitude, but person in front can quickly grasp that. Attitude speaks in volume, silently. Without my knowledge, I can easily reflect how I see myself as. So if I have a strong image of this is the profession I'm doing, I'm very good in that, or being a lead in that team, or the higher position I hold in a company, if I am very much, if I very much see through that identity, that is shown in my attitude. It is very, very subtly. And personally, I have experienced that when I was growing up, one of the family member was running a business. And whenever I went that side, I would stop by to see him. He was a very close family member. So, but when I went there to see in his office, his attitude was entirely different. Then I couldn't grasp, why is this one like this? At home, he is like very, you know how a family member is, very close, very warm, all that. But when I meet him in his place, office space, it's not the same. I couldn't understand why and what. So, but slowly I avoided seeing him there in his office because I didn't feel good. I kind of, I didn't kind of like that kind of an interaction. So I just left it there. But after I got this knowledge, I could clearly see that that person was, when he is in his office space, had the identity of being a owner of that space, owner who is running that business, the owner who is having a group of people under him giving directions, doing all that. So because he had that identity, he was in that form, and when at home, he was just like a family member. So two different identities. So now it is clear to me, and we might, all of us can relate or might have seen someone or the other, some similar experiences. Different setup, different attitude. Right? So now through this knowledge, through this understanding, I can clearly see the difference of attitude. And going further, not only the identities that I have created is reflected through the attitude, but there are subtle ways that I can identify the attitudes I have created. That would be like if someone says something to me on the identity that I have created and it is being very strong, there could be quick reaction to it. You know? That's a way of responding, quick reaction to someone's comment. Or it could be being taking it personally and being defensive about their comment. And some other people could take it as they may take it in, they cannot express it. So what they do is they just sulk, thinking that, oh, this one always says this to me, feeling a mode of victim, right? I have not been treated properly, going through that mode. And it also may take the form of a revenge. This one said this to me, or this one did this to me, so next time I will do that. It takes a form of a revenge internally. So why? Because I have been sensitive to the different labels I have created myself. It is like, innocently, it is not like anybody's fault that we create identities. The entire society is like that. Entire society sees the body as the true self, and everything that is associated with the body is considered as the true self. So there's nobody's fault in that. But when we get the understanding that the human body is different and the soul that is running the body, using the body is different, from that perspective, when I see everything, it becomes very clear to me. And also I can ask myself, is this really true? Is the job title I hold, is this really true? Is that my identity? Right? So going further a little bit more, not only this job and religion or the beliefs and the culture, nationality I am born in, no, apart from all that identities, there could also be identity based on talents. There could also be identity based on one's skills. One could be, good, maybe in one is good in cooking. But if that identity is there, someone says something against the item I made, it's as if the identity is being scratched. When that is scratched, I feel hurt. There is a feeling of unhappiness. There is a feeling of dislike. And also there could be even like someone could identify with qualities like being punctual, qualities like being humble or honest. And something similar, even I went through a few years back. One of the family member from here was traveling to India, and that was supposed to be a surprise visit. So I didn't tell anyone that this one is coming to India. Obviously, it was a surprise visit. And the same day, I talked to a cousin. So she asked everything, but I didn't reveal that this one is traveling. So after this person reached India and she talked to him, everything, and then she came back to me and said that, oh, I talked to you the same day, but you lied that this one is about his travel. At that moment, I didn't like it because she said I lied. Even though the term used may be wrong. She could have said like, you hid, you hid from me that you didn't tell me. She could have said that, but anyway, the term used was, she said I lied. And I took it personally. How can I lie? Maybe like identity I had created was, I'm a honest person. So when there is a identity of honest and someone said that I lied, I didn't feel good. Again, it's a very subtle feeling. Looking back, the way I felt, and even few days I didn't talk to her. So looking back, I feel like it was a little childish for me to think like that. Yes, she said something. If it is not true, it is not true. That's all. I don't have to take it personally and feel bad about it. Right? So like this, what happens is like, of course, all these are small situations, but when there are like 10, 15, 20 different identities, that becomes the extension of what I am not, that becomes a little problem. Why? Because I have moved away from my true self, from the truth of who I am. Just like, if somebody says, if the driver thinks himself as a car, then definitely it is not a healthy sign, isn't it? Car is different, driver is different. Soul is different, body is different. If I see myself as this body and everything around that is from this physical world as me, then definitely there is a problem, isn't it? So after knowing all this, okay, I have created an identity. I know that I have realized, I see myself, different labels that I've put for myself. What should I do now? I should do something to overcome that. Right? So just like to see myself as a body, it's not just of a day or two or a few years, but it has been there for many, many years. Because I have nourished that identity as being a body for many, many years, now what I have to do? I have to do the same thing, but I have to see myself as that tiny point of light. That which is the truth. That which is the being that is eternal. I have to keep in my awareness that this is who I am. Not any of the labels that I've created. None of that is me. But this is me, who I am, the tiny, tiny point of light. The more I nourish that, that becomes predominant. I see myself in that vision. I see others, everyone in that vision. That would be in a true sense of nourishing the self. To nourish the body, we give the right kind of food, right? We just don't eat anything and everything, right? So we give the right kind of food to nourish the body, and even for the soul, we have to give the right nourishment. That is, right kind of knowledge. Knowing the self, understanding the self, and in everyday life, practicing, using, bringing that knowledge in the daily interactions. That would be a way to nourish the true sense. All of us do want to have a good life, right? Good life that includes comfortable life, healthy relationships, stability in whatever we have, we do. But all that comes up from the background of having the right knowledge of who I am truly. When I see myself and others in that light of knowledge, then there is respect to each other. Respecting the self. True self-respect is respecting the true self, who I am, and again respecting others as who they are. Not what they are doing, but who they are. That is what I'm respecting in others. When there is respect in each other, then there is love. Love comes naturally when there is respect. Otherwise, what happens is if I have conditions that, oh, you do something like this, then I give respect to you. You do something, then I love you. That becomes some kind of a conditional, isn't it? That becomes kind of a business. You do that, I do this. You give me respect, I give you respect. No, here what we do is see everyone for who they are, that eternal being of light, and respect that being of light, irrespective of all the differences. Then there is acceptance. In that respect and love, there is acceptance. We accept everyone as they are. That is the meaning of leading a good life, isn't it? Where there is harmony in the relationships, acceptance in the relationships. So when we understand about the true self and nurture it, nourish it, see everyone for who they are, that comes with the practice of the meditation technique that we follow. Understanding, seeing the self as the point, and connecting to the Father, who is the Father of all the souls. That we'll do in a few minutes. And for that, let's come to a comfortable position. Either if you're doing multitasking, just take a pause, come to a seated position. And if you cross the legs, uncross the legs, let the feet be flat on the floor. Sit comfortably. And begin to relax the body. Relax your legs. Begin to relax your arms and the upper body. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. face. Relax the corners of the eye. Feel the body to be completely relaxed. Begin to bring the attention in the center of the forehead. In the center of the forehead, I see myself as a tiny point. Tiny, subtle, living point of light. This being of light is very distinct from the body. This tiny point of light is eternal. No forces of nature can destroy this being of light. The body has a description of male or female, but the soul is genderless. The soul is imperishable, immortal. All the human souls of the world are alike. Tiny beings of light. The physical appearances may vary. Based on the culture and the nationality. But this being of light is from beyond. Physical differences are for this physical world, but the being of light is non-physical. Invisible, yet powerful. The nature of this subtle being of light is of peace, love, happiness. Only because I have moved away from the true identity of who I am, I began to look for peace outside of me. That which is within me has been forgotten. And I begin to look in person, objects, everything in the physical world for me to experience love and happiness. Now I see myself and others for who they are and give respect for that being of light. All the souls of the world are the same. All belong to one family, the unlimited family, God's family. And we are His children. God never differentiates between His children. His love is the same. Similarly, my vision towards everyone is like him. This true understanding of myself enables me to overcome any kind of crisis or situations in life in a much better way. Because that truth holds me together. Not only can I help myself, but also I can help others. There's such a freedom to know the eternity of the self, nature of the true self. To nourish this beautiful being of light. There is no dependency. There is no demands from others. But I position myself in that true identity. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you everyone for joining. Enjoy the rest of the evening.